Hello and welcome into this video where we are going to talk about what this full moon in Aries actually means and how it fits into this larger context of the eclipse portal. Because yes, we are still very much in the eclipse energy. The solar eclipse that we had at 29 degrees of Virgo, end of September. And there's this full lunation cycle where this full moon in Aries is really going to reveal for us what that seed planting moment was. What was the intention that you planted, that our collective human journey planted together? Wow, there is so much going on right now, especially in October. And it will probably be the most profound, intense month of all of 2025. And we are going to get into this to explore why, as well to give you this grounding. This is what astrology does. It gives you grounding for this current moment in time, for the energies that we will be experiencing. How they come in will be unique to each of you, but there's this general theme. And when you know what that is, you can better surf those waves. You can better work with the moment at hand and what is being asked of each of you. So please stick around and come on this journey with me of this, again, this unfolding journey of the energies for October, of the astrology for October, and all the different pieces that are coming into this larger weaving, trying to help us, help humanity through this moment in time. If you are new to my channel, my name is Chrissy Whistler. I am an evolutionary astrologer as taught by Jeff Green. And so that's what I'm going to be bringing in, this deeper, larger cycle and story of humanity. I am also an energy practitioner, an intuitive, and a channel. So you're going to be noticing all of these elements coming into this video that I am sharing with you today. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, this is probably your last week to book me at my current prices. I am day by day updating my website behind the scenes. And so once that is complete and I hit that launch button, there will be new prices. So just kind of know that if you've been on the fence, now is definitely the time to book that appointment in so you can get it at those lower prices. And if you find this video helpful, I do deeply ask to like this video, to share this with your friends. Anyone you know might be really struggling right now. It helps me to connect with more people like you, as well as working out of this current social media algorithm, which doesn't have very much vested interest in these kind of deeper messages. So if you do that and subscribe to the channel, that really helps me so much as part of this energy exchange that we are in together. So thank you very much for those of you who have done that, and if not, I hope you will consider it. So just start to really tune in to this space. I'm going to try and get a little bit more comfortable here. That'll work better. So just go ahead and allow yourself to really drop in to my voice, to the energy of the astrology and the archetypes that I will be bringing through and speaking of. Because this is actually part of the core of evolutionary astrology, is it's an energy, and it is a feeling into that energy and frequency. So allow yourself to receive that. Allow it to really drop into you. Even if you don't understand some of the astrology lingo that I'm going to be bringing through, that's not important. What is important is the energy. As I shared, this full moon is going to reveal for us what the seed planting moment at the new moon was. And you may find that it's actually been very hidden, and that's okay. There's no rush for any of this. Part of what the full moon, will do is will reveal what that intention was, as well as this setting the tone for the next 6 months, which will bring us into the next eclipse cycle. So bigger moment in time, and I'm going to bring in even more, which is going to expand that. So if you haven't seen my solar eclipse video, I know it's a little bit weird because I didn't get the camera right, so my forehead's a little bit cut off, but in true Virgo sense, I decided that it was good enough as it was, and it was more important that I get that out for you than trying to have it be perfect. So check out that video, and again, tune into my voice. You don't have to watch the video if that bothers you, but just know that's there for you, and that will help you understand more of what this full moon is bringing in, because again, it's a cycle. We're not just looking at a single moment in time, we're looking at cycles. And to understand the full moon, we have to first understand that new moon in Virgo, 29 degrees of Virgo, a south node solar eclipse. So what you might have been experiencing since that time is a deep reliving of the past. Deep reliving of the past. How has that been coming up for you? We're talking soul deep memories, soul deep wounds, especially around themes of persecution, not being good enough, being forced into a particular role that is too limiting for who you are. You may have also been feeling a lot of overwhelm right now. Nervous system overwhelm, overload, being in a constant state of hypervigilance on your phone, checking social media nonstop every 5, 10, 30 minutes just to see what's happened. That is actually a trauma response. This need for hypervigilance is coming from deep within the soul, because you've been there before and you remember. So that's where some of that is coming from. So very overwhelming time, very exhaustive. Again, painful old stories coming up to the surface. And that's what this new moon south node was asking us, and remember, it still is. We're still in the lunar cycle. We're still in this 6-month larger period. There is a need to go into the past, to give ourselves the space to feel those old stories, those old memories, those old traumas that have been locked within ourselves. This is deep memories of the soul, Pluto, hidden within our unconscious surfacing. These are also, again, memories deeply stored, Uranus, long-term memory from many, many past lives, not just this one. Oh, there's something else I wanted to say about that. What was it? We need to take the time to slow down and to feel into what those are. What are your memories, your emotions, your feelings that are being triggered right now? Give yourself the space to slow down, to feel them, to sit with them. This is actually how we're going to come through that deep pain, those old cycles that we're really done with, to come out the other side, to get more into the space of actual service. Because Virgo, high octave Virgo, is about being of service. This service, this devotion that is coming from our heart to give back to the greater collective, to the all that is. That is this intention, and this is part of this rebirthing experience, which again, Virgo, persecution, this guilt, this unnatural shame that we're not good enough because we were born human, therefore we are born sinners, like that whole over the top. We need to clear out that old energy that was part of the sub-age. We are completing the age of Pisces right now. The sub-age of Virgo is everything I just mentioned. So there's deep wounds and conditioning around those energies that we need to sit with right now, to really hold and to let them go or reintegrate that, the real truth, back into who we are. And as I said at the very beginning of this video, that October is going to be the most intense month of all of 2025. And I'm not saying this again to get you in a state of fear, but to help you understand what's coming, why, and then how you can move through this. And how it will specifically be impacting each of you will be different based on your birth chart and the experiences that your soul is needing you to have in order to grow. And if you do want to know more about that, how this eclipse portal is affecting you, again, please reach out and we can do a birth chart reading for you. Really good 90-minute in-depth, helping you understand yourself. So, again, October. I'm going to give you the whys. I'm also going to really weave with you some other information that's coming too. I found very interesting the timing, the synchronicity of this. So, just like 2 days before September concluded, I received an email from Sharon Mackerlane, who works with the Great Council of Grandmothers and the Net of Light, and she's been bringing their teachings and wisdom through for the past 30 years. And this particular email was a call to action about this destruction and the purposeful evil that is happening on our planet right now. And it was a calling for all those who are in goodness, all those who work with and connect with our heart and the love within our heart, to take a stand, to anchor into our hearts and to hold this distorted yang masculine energy that is running rampant on our planet right now. Again, no surprise to receive that message just before October began, and everything the astrology is speaking to with this October. Now, if you do want to find out more and hear the grandmother's message exactly, please go to netoflight.org. You can find them as well on Facebook and YouTube, and subscribe to their newsletter. So then you'll get one of the an email once a month, which the message from the grandmothers. This one was profound. As usual, I'm just checking my notes to make sure I get everything. The grandmothers are asking us to hold, and that holding is the power. That is the divine feminine, which has been so missing from our planet for thousands of years. And there is this call asking the feminine energy to rise and to witness and hold all that is taking place, and to anchor it into our hearts as well as into the earth and the net of light. All of this about the divine feminine is the zodiac sign of Cancer, which again is our most missing medicine on the planet. This is emotional intelligence, safety, feeling warm and welcome. It is the feminine. It is this allowing ourselves the space to feel whatever it is that we are feeling, and to be loved anyway, despite what we're feeling. Jupiter right now is moving through Cancer. Jupiter is asking us to really open to this wisdom and this teaching of the feminine. Jupiter is also conjunct its own planetary north node in Cancer, as well as Pluto's planetary north node. What does that mean? It means this medicine of Cancer is the evolutionary intention of our human species. We have been missing it. We have been in this distorted Capricorn patriarchy energy for thousands of years. Is it any surprise that we are seeing this rise of patriarchy and this hammering down, this tightening? I always love to think of Princess Leia in Star Wars, A New Hope, when she tells Tarkin, the tighter the Empire closes their grip, the more star systems slip through their fingers. It's very much this energy that I'm feeling for October and for the greater human collective. Specifically, I can feel this in the States, and I would love to hear if you're starting to feel this in your country. I can even see it as well with England and the rising and the resisting of the digital ideas that the government is proposing. So I can really feel that. So there's that tightening. And as it tightens, it's that awakening that begins to happen. So just to sort of say, yes, it's running rampant on the world right now, and it needs to. Again, remember what I said about the South Node, Virgo, we have to go back into the past to review, to heal through these old traumas and integrate them so we don't carry it forward into the future. So that is that intention of the North Node of Jupiter, of Pluto, is into Cancer. Emotional intelligence, feeling safe and held. It is the wisdom of the feminine, of the divine mother. We're probably not feeling that right now. We're probably first feeling the pain of the past, the deep pain, soul level pain we have to go through in order to come out the other side and to get into that deeper wisdom and medicine of Cancer. So again, to sort of show you the larger cycles that are at place here, we have, looking back 6 years ago, December 21st, 2020, a new cycle started with Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto at 22 degrees of Capricorn. Here we are today. Jupiter is at 22 degrees of Capricorn in that full moon opposition energy. There is an illumination of what happened back in 2020, which was definitely a time of not feeling safe, not feeling emotionally safe, secure, heard. So just kind of be aware that you may be reliving some of those experiences, and this is helping to reveal what was that seed planting moment for you. What was it for our human collective? And this particular cycle, this story seems to still be unfolding, but just know that we are in that beginning process of actually seeing what the intention of that seed planting moment was. Again, on those planetary south nodes of Pluto, Saturn, as well as Jupiter, like, what from the past are we finishing? Are we having to go deep, deep into to see within our souls and to heal at this time? All right, so very much this is the time to see the distorted patriarchy, the misogyny, where women or the feminine are worth less than the masculine. Again, this out of control yang energy that the grandmothers have been speaking of and are speaking specifically about this moment in October. Also for us here in the United States, in Chicago on Tuesday. Again, I'm speaking that distorted patriarchy, that out of control yang energy. In Chicago on Tuesday, September 30th, we had ICE agents as well as other agencies invaded a 5-story apartment building in which they went in and pulled everybody who lived there out of their homes, zip-tied them. Some of them did not have clothes on because it was in the middle of the night, they were sleeping, and completely raided their apartments looking for drugs. Who was zip-tied outside? Not criminals. And in fact, there was no warrant or evidence given to anybody there for why that needed to happen. Children were zip-tied outside. The trauma that they and their parents and the people living there are now holding This is the distorted patriarchy. This is needing to surface, to crack our hearts open, North Node of the Moon in Pisces, so we stand up and say no more, to lead us back into this deeper, unconditional love. I gave just one little example, but please feel free to leave in the comments your experiences. And the intention for this is to bring witness to these spaces, to hold, because that is the intention of the divine feminine, is she can witness and she can hold and anchor into her heart as she does so. And when we are heard and seen, our stories are listened to without judgment, that is where such deep healing occurs. And we're able to reintegrate those traumatized, fragmented parts back inside of us. Everything that I'm speaking of here is carrying the energy of October and what October is going to be bringing to us. All right, so how about, I'm starting to lose feeling in my feet. Let's start to talk about why October is going to be so intense. All right, so clearing that energy. I can just feel there's more coming up, not a surprise. We're talking about this Scorpio-Taurus polarity. Scorpio is this intensity. It is going into the depths. And then when you come out the other side, Taurus is the cow eating the grass. It's a slowing down, digesting all the intensity, all the emotions, the drama, the manipulations, the betrayals that we're probably going to be seeing. It lets us digest that, slowing down our nervous system, and then we go back into Scorpio, where the transformation is going to happen, but we need the Taurus side to integrate that, to embody it. Taurus. All right. So there is a complete reset that is coming. You can just throw a stone out the window and hit something and to see, yep, we're in a complete reset all over the world. This is part of the bigger cycle. I've been speaking so much about the Saturn, Neptune, them going back and forth over the Aries point. The point of death and birth. Alpha and Omega, okay? The Aries point, the world stage. Yes, absolute reset. For here in the States, we are also working out karmic stories. That is why it is so intense here, and we are still in the energy of our Pluto return. There is a need to see these dark truths. No more hiding in the shadows. Pluto is bringing it up to the surface. Are we really for the people, by the people? Are we really all men are created equal? Or are we not? That is the story that's being worked out here. And again, please let me know in your country, is that a similar story? Or what is your cultural story for your country? And we can again start to witness that and hold what that is. Now, why? Why, Chrissy, is October going to be so intense? There's a couple of reasons for it. First off, we do have Mars, the ancient ruler of Scorpio, now in Scorpio. Mars is also going to be ruling this full moon in Aries. And so I will bring us into the full moon energy, but just setting you up for the larger October picture. So yes, Mars, god of war. This can very much be the next 2 months, very reactionary with Mars in Scorpio. Very instinctual, gut reactions, desires. This Mars is the leading edge of our soul. So definitely expect there to be some drumbeats of war. You know, again, this is a collective story, and then there's also this individual story. And this is why, remember the message from the grandmothers, they're calling for those of us who work with our hearts to anchor in right now, to be the counterbalance to this out of control yang energy, the drumbeats of war. Let me just see if I want to say anything more of that. And again, just to highlight what is happening in Gaza, the Palestinian people, the genocide, and what is being done to those who are coming in with aid, trying to bring in food and medicine for what these people need, and now what is being done to them, held as hostages of Israel. I don't quite know what the right word is for that, but again, just feel into the energy that I'm speaking of. Drums of war. And it's up to us to really anchor in and hold, to witness, to see the pain of everyone. You know, the pain of our leaders doing these things. You know, like, goodness. Their inner worlds, their childhood, their soul stories. What must have those been like? That they have no empathy for others. They cannot see a person different from them as human. As human. Again, this is part of that misogyny story. Not just women is less than human, but this country less than human, this skin color less than human, this religion less than human. So you see what I mean? This is the calling right now of Cancer, the zodiac sign of Cancer, to hold and to witness and give love, compassion, maybe not forgiveness. You may not be able to get there, but that's when you ask whoever you believe in to hold that, to give that to them, whether it is the grandmothers or God, source, universe. You know what is right for you. Ask them to give that forgiveness to them, because you're not able to. All right, so also know that Pluto, higher octave Pluto, is soul desire, and this ability to co-create with Source, with God, to create those experiences in order to evolve, which is coming through our unconscious. Pluto is going to shine a light into our unconscious to help begin stirring the muck, the bottom of the barrel, forcing us to go into that because it doesn't want to stay stuck in that stagnant energy anymore. Pluto wants to evolve. Pluto is stationing direct at these early degrees of Aquarius on October 14th. We also have Pluto season that will be starting on October 22nd. Same day that Neptune is going to be moving back into Pisces. This moving into Pisces, Neptune's time in Pisces, will be the last time we experience this in our lives. All right, and we also have Comet 3I Atlas, which is moving closer. It just passed Mars. It's going to come closest to Venus and then Earth. This is happening October into early November. Comets are seen as a signal of an age shift. This intergalactic wisdom, consciousness coming from the farthest reaches of the universe into our solar system. Wisdom it holds that we will evolve and learn through, and it will evolve and learn through us. What that's exactly going to be, I don't know yet. Again, there's this need to tune into this energy, but these kind of comets are very, very rare, very significant celestial events, and astrologers from the very beginning saw them as potent, can't think of the word, it's another key word, signals, we'll just go with signals, I can't think of it, for the time. Times are changing. We have a reset coming. Okay, so let me just look at my notes and see where I'd like to go next. Okay, so general October, I'm now going to go into this full moon of Aries and then go back into some more general energies of October. And this full moon in Aries is going to be on October 6th, 7th, depending where you live in the world, 14 degrees of Aries. How interesting is we are also expecting a sun plasma to be hitting the Earth at this time. There will be some kind of geomagnetic storm. Our Earth's magnetosphere is already supercharged. The very start of October, we had a long duration geomagnetic storm. It came in about September 30th and then extended. We went all the way up to a G3. So that September 30th, which I even mentioned with Chicago and taking families, children, people from their homes and zip tying them the same day that this happened, was an intense energy day. I had a hard time walking at points because it was just coming through me, and I could feel my whole being, my cells, my own energy field being upgraded and changed. So solar space weather is also coinciding with this, so just be aware. If you need to get outside, bare feet on the ground, salt baths can also really help to just ground you. Breathe through whatever it is that you might be feeling with these energies. Okay, so this Aries full moon is conjunct Ceres. It will be in a quintile to Pluto. Pluto's energy is getting stronger right now because it is stationing direct, and I'll go in more into that in a moment, but just know that its energy, its potency is highlighted and heightened at this time. This can really help bring us this quintile creative solutions for this intense, extreme, overwhelming time that we're in. This is an invitation to be in the void space, this liminal space of transition. The old world is crumbling, the new one isn't here yet. It's bringing up a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort, right? And yet, can you recognize the creative potential of that moment? Sparks, creativity, new doors opening. So just don't focus on the destruction and the pain, the soul level, wounds that are coming up. It's a need to hold both, to hold that, and what is the potential within this? Where is this, again, going through the pain, where is that new potential going to take me? Where is it going to take you? New directions, new door openings. So just be really mindful as you are working with these energies. There are new doors that are opening. Can you see them? Where are those doors going to lead you? This is very much the time to experiment, to open those doors and to see where they take you. This full moon again is going to be conjunct Salacia, who's in Aries, and Mars, as I mentioned, who rules this, is trine to the North Node. So the question becomes, what is this full moon illuminating? So we have been talking about this, and I also bring in that the sun is going to be conjunct Maki as well in this. So this full moon feels like it is a wake-up call, a clarion call to take a stand, to nurture, to protect, to defend. What is it, your spark, your desire, that calls to you that you're just like, no, this is a thing that I need to stand up for and say no? This is this general energy of coming out of the god of war, frothing, berserker kind of energy, that masculine, distorted, run around crazy, bull in a china shop energy. And this is coming back into being a spiritual warrior, an empath warrior. We're being called to do this. We're being initiated to do this, to step into our leadership, to initiate all these new directions. And this Mars being trine to the North Node, like, again, there's this, we're going into the deeps, into the intensity. This is not a cakewalk, guys. We're going in there good. And yet, there is a need to also surrender. There is this, you need to go through the new door, and you don't know where that door is going to take you. And yet, can you walk through it anyway? Can you experiment? Can you do something new? This is this sun conjunct Maki. We're going beyond this current here now moment in time. We're going interdimensionally. We're working with the fractal of your triggered emotion about something actually is taking you down deep into the soul, the past lives, the memories that you're holding on to, your nervous system is still holding on to. That is the depth of what we're working with here. And with Salacia being in this mix, there's absolutely a sense of divine timing, and that we have the ability to weather the psychic storms that are coming. So just, again, look at where this full moon is falling in your chart. If you do want help with that, reach out. What is being illuminated for you around these energies? What may have been keeping you from embodying your warrior energy, your leadership strength. What limiting role, Virgo, might you've been putting on yourself, putting yourself down, dimming your light because you're just not good enough, you're not worthy enough? What are those old stories? And this full moon can be illuminating those. Maybe direct lived experiences where you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm changing this. It's time to break through and break out the other side. This full moon, this whole month, let's be honest, this entire month of October feels like a wake-up call. It is time to take a stand. We're reliving the patriarchy, we're seeing the truth, and damn, I'm not wanting to go back there again. I've done that before. It's time to change the game. That is this October energy, but again, Pluto is so highlighted, which means we are going into the intensity. Pluto is not going to let up until we do, because it is necessary in order to evolve. I am also feeling that for America, this is when the sleeping giant wakes up. And as I said, I gave you that little incident. It's not a little incident, but it's just a single incident of what happened in Chicago. More and more and more of this is happening, which is causing this anger, righteous anger and wrath to rise, to wake people up out of their stupor and to take a stand, reclaim our power. This Pluto stationing direct will be like we have never seen it before, an upheaval that we have never experienced before, because it's needed. It's time. This Pluto is bringing us into our unconscious, into the shit that we do not want to see in ourselves and in the greater human collective. And it's time to get closer to that, to feel into each of that. Pluto in Aquarius, those first degrees, it's barely moved out of Capricorn, okay? Capricorn is the distorted patriarchy. And everything I've been mentioning about patriarchy, I don't need to keep going into that list, but Pluto in Aquarius is a grenade in a box. And the grenade goes off. It is the grenade, the box, not the box, that wins. That is what we are going to be experiencing in October. The grenade going off. Again, and it is filled with so much potential. There is a need to experiment right now. This rocket ship that we are on is ready to launch, and it's going to take us into this future. Now, the actual launching of that rocket will happen more around springtime 2026, when Saturn and Neptune finally come conjunct and Saturn begins to move off. That's when the rocket ship's going to take off. But we're feeling it now. We're feeling that pressure building. And when that grenade goes off, we will be experiencing a dimensional shattering of all barriers, all structures, including structures of consciousness. This Pluto that is stationing direct is in a trine to Uranus in Gemini. That cycle, Uranus-Pluto, began in the late 1960s, early 70s. What was that seed moment that was planted? Go look back in time, see what that was. This is the revolution that is now taking off. We are waking up to who we truly are. Humanity is. That is Aquarius. We are waking up to the truth of who we are. Pluto in Aquarius. But first, again, that waking up is bringing us into the pains of the past, the wounds there, because we are culminating this Pisces age, Virgo age, this patriarchy. And as I said, this full moon is a clarion call for the empath warriors to take a stand, to get out of the old persecution stories and memories that have been locked into us from these prior lifetimes. It's time to heal that. It's time to feel it, heal it, and take a stand, because we're not going back into the past. There's this call for the divine feminine right now to hold. And that energy is in each of us, even if you are not in a female body. We all hold the divine feminine within us. This is the energy of the grandmothers coming in, the strength, that anchoring in. They're the ones who can stand and look you in the eye and call no bullshit, because they move past those old stories of their younger years, and they've anchored into wisdom, and a wisdom that is for the whole of the community and not just for themselves. That is the divine feminine at her highest. Just to slowly just share with you the rest of October, we will have a new moon at the end of October, which will be opposite to Aries. So once again, there's a rising and a call for us to take a stand, to really anchor into the strength of the divine feminine. And she's not going to get off that mountain. That's what this energy is. She will hold, she will stand, and that is an energy that each of you, if you are open to it, will receive. Where are you feeling the call to stand, to act, to actually recognize your power, Pluto? Or what of the old stories, old patterns, old past conditionings, the role, right, Virgo, that you were told you had to play? What of that do you first need to shed? What are those stories for you? And it is through feeling into these stories, that is how we can heal, release, or reintegrate these traumas so we can become whole again. Come into our own embodiment. We are being led into these new and creative ways, solutions, experiments that this intense, extreme month is bringing to us. And how we are meeting and seeing those old, outdated warrior archetypes. Like, it's time for those to go. And it's time to come back into what it means to be a knight, to be a defender, a protector. And that power exists within each of us. How are you feeling that call right now? Open yourself up to this Aries full moon. Where are you feeling called to stand, to act, to initiate, to step into your leadership, your power? Listen to your instincts, your intuition right now. That will be your guide through this moment in time, not the logical left brain. That's not going to happen, guys. Our world is crumbling. Everything we know is falling apart. It's not time for that. It's time for this. It's time for your gut to lead the way forward. So listen and take that courageous step and follow wherever it leads you. I do hope that this video, this energy within this video, my words, helps you and supports you. Please leave a comment. Let me know. And if you are needing that one-on-one support, please reach out to me at chrissywhistler.com. Take advantage of those older prices before they go away. And if you found this video helpful, please like it and share it with anyone that you think of who can benefit from knowing what is coming, why, and how the heck we can move with this energy. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.